Hey there, good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Julia Kwedi, still dealing with that summer heat and oppressive conditions in place here in the coastal bend. It makes for great beach or maybe pool weather. So right now we're taking a look at our Sand Dollar City Sky Cam over in Port Aransas. Got some folks walking over on our beaches there, enjoying the sunshine and all this heat. But if you do enjoy this particular weather, feel free to do that, but just make sure you're taking the necessary precautions to keep yourself safe heading outdoors. Again, that means practicing all those heat safety tips, making sure you're staying hydrated and wearing that SPF if you're heading outside. Right now, taking a look at our temperatures and feel like temperatures across the area, well in toward the triple digits for your air temperatures and your feel like temperatures for neighborhoods that are across the western side of 281. Here in Corpus Christi, sitting at 88 degrees with feel like temperature of 99. Robstown sitting at 91 with a feel like temperature of 104. And over in Kingsville, sitting at 102 degrees with your feel like temperature at 110. So as we all know, all these areas with dealing with those feel like temperatures ranging from 110 all the way up to 114 degrees, that puts you in that criteria where it's necessary for those particular neighborhoods and counties to be under a heat advisory. So those areas that are under the shade of orange here, you've been under a heat advisory since 1 o'clock this afternoon, will continue to be in place until 8 o'clock tonight. That's when we'll start to see a decrease in those feel like temperatures. Still going to be warm and muggy, at least towards the 90s or towards the upper 80s, but thankfully not in this dangerous zone that could lead towards heat illnesses if you are in fact not careful. Now our winds, those are coming in from the southeasterly direction, meaning that is just further reinforcing that moisture, that humidity, making our feel like temperatures continue to skyrocket. But we can actually be slightly thankful for these winds, especially if they're coming in at the stronger fashion that they are for areas that are along the coast, upwards around 20 to 24 mile an hour winds being clocked over in Rockport and here in Ingleside. So these faster wind speeds are actually going to be helpful in somewhat causing a bit of a cap in our temperatures, at least for areas that are along the coast. That's why right now we're only seeing near record high temperatures, not necessarily record breaking high temperatures. I know it's just a slight positive caveat, but still there nonetheless. Now taking a look at our muggy meter here, we can see that moisture is going to continue to increase throughout the end of our work week, heading towards this upcoming weekend, getting towards that oppressive zone. So that means we'll be looking at feel like temperatures continue to be in a dangerous range and potentially going to be looking at our heat risk lasting towards the weekend or even beyond to the early part of next week. Now looking at our upper level energy map here, this is depicting that ridge that is controlling the weather situation that we find ourselves in, still dealing with all that moisture and humidity, continue to push its way into the area. That's why we'll still be looking at our heat risk values still being towards that moderate to major zone for us today. Ahead for tomorrow, more areas across the coastal bend, certainly for inland neighborhoods and inland counties, going to be under that major risk for heat risk and heat danger in the forecast. And that looks to be the same even as we look ahead towards the next few days here in the forecast. So again, not to harp on it, but just make sure you're being careful because this heat is going to be sticking around our forecast for quite a bit. Looking at our 6 to 10 day outlook across South Texas, even to Central Texas, looking to be warmer than normal with these above average temperatures that will be sticking around the forecast, not this week, but continuing towards the early part of next week and maybe even beyond that. So right now, looking at your 7-day forecast, near record or record breaking heat will be consistent with ample sunshine and intense feel like temperatures.